Okay, welcome back to Teal House Farm. It is back to being super cold again. We had like 2 days where we could play outside, which was fun, right?
Yeah.
And now it is once again basically 0 degrees. Having a brownie.
Yum yum.
We've moved this extra mattress downstairs. At first it was because the kids slept downstairs because it was so cold we shut up the upstairs to give the wood stove a chance to catch up. But now the house is really warm. That's not a problem. But the kids are having so much fun flipping on the mattress and doing yoga pyramids and stuff that we've left it downstairs for a while because it's too cold to play outside for any measure of time. Mommy.
So turn around. I'm gonna hold your feet. Your back is on my legs. Okay? I'm gonna hold your feet. No. Okay, stand up. Stand up. There you go. 3. Mom, watch her struggle on the video. No. Stand up. I got it. Micah, she's the wrong way.
But during the nice 2-day reprieve from the extreme cold, we went to town for a little bit because we had some friends that had some stuff that they wanted to know if we wanted. And yes, the answer was yes. I'm going to show you some of this neat free stuff we were able to pick up and how it's going to help us down here on the homestead. So yeah, let me show you. And then also actually, while we were in town, we did have a package at the post office that the girls opened. So actually, let's start with that. So if you were watching a few weeks ago, we got some packages from some very kind viewers with like toilet paper and things in there. And apparently there was one package that was delayed, which is not surprising because of all the ice and snow we've had. And it arrived today. So this goes with that big set of things that came last week. But Micah's going to open this for us and we'll see what we got. What is it, JJ? You tell me what it is.
Oh, I know what these are. Build guide. How to build. What?
It's a glow-in-the-dark fort building kit.
Yay!
You can pop them together, climb in it and around it and stuff.
Can you climb on it?
I don't know how sturdy it is. We'll see.
Because I might try it.
Yeah, we can try it.
It says
What's wrong, buddy? Do you want to try it? You want a drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just 4 and up.
So it's basically like mega-sized Connects. Yeah, look how big those are. And you pop them together to build things. So the first thing we picked up, a friend of mine contacted me. She tutors inmates in the state prison, which is in town. And she said that she had to update a lot of her curriculum and the stuff was just going to get thrown away. And she wanted to know if we wanted any of it for homeschooling. And I said, absolutely, I'll take whatever you have. I'll sort through it. Whatever we can't use, we'll either bring to the homeschool book swap, or if it's just really old and outdated, it'll make good fire starter for the wood stove. So I'm going to take just a second. I'm going to sort through this and make some piles, and I'll show you what things that we got that we're going to keep. Okay, first, this is my discard pile. These are either books that have been completely filled out and I don't feel like I can erase them to the point where the kids can't see what the answers used to be, or they're books that are really geared towards adults who are learning to read, or adults who are going through a rehabilitation process to be ready to function in the workplace. And so a lot of these talk about like workplace issues and how do you solve them appropriately, like without anger and things like that. So not really appropriate for homeschooling. So those, we'll see if any other homeschool families wants them, and if not, like I said, they'll become fire starters. So at least till their very last, they will be useful for something. You need a new diaper? What's wrong? You got a boo-boo? You're poopy? Your foot is not poopy. I don't know what you're saying. What do you need, buddy? The baby's poopy?
Mommy, let's do it.
Baby's sleeping. And then the rest of the piles I separated by child. First, this is for everyone. I thought this would make a really fun read aloud when we first start school, to get everybody sitting down at the table. I've been looking for something to do, and I thought I would do a devotional, but it doesn't, not to sound heretical, but it doesn't keep the kids' attention. I'm gonna be really honest, especially little ones. But these are very short. Most of them are a page or just a tiny bit longer than a page. Riddles and mysteries. Some of them are funny. The answer is upside down. So I thought the big girls and I could take turns reading a mystery every day, and then we'll see who can solve the mystery. And it'll be a way to get everybody's attention and everybody at the table. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody that has to do school. So that's JJ, who's 5 on up. They can all help with this, and it should just get everybody focused on school and their brains turned on in a way that's fun and kind of gets the wheels going. This pile over here is just some random things. There's a pencil case, which we could always use these for like the girls' markers. They like to keep them separate so they know whose is whose. And then there's just a bunch of magazines, which I'm gonna save because the little girls are gonna be doing a collage soon for one of their little projects, and so they'll have lots of different pictures to choose from. Most of these are animal magazines, but that'll be just fine. This one is for JJ. There's a couple phonics books. She is 5, but she's also already reading independently, and she reads quite well. So this is probably more like a 2nd grade level, but JJ is, that's you, it's pretty advanced for her age. And I think this will give her a nice challenge. So there's a whole bunch of them in a series. We'll start with the first one, which is number 1, which is in this pile somewhere. But I pulled those out for her to give her a little bit more challenging work, because she's finding the kindergarten work way too easy. And she's also finding the reading curriculum I have way too easy. So this will be a little bit more of a challenge for her. For Annie, I pulled this one out. This is a workbook to practice penmanship. She just needs as much repetition as we can get. We have already done penmanship books and reading books, and every time we are able to learn and retain a little bit more, and then we just have to go back and we got to start over and do more. So this is just a way for her to get extra practice with beginning reading and penmanship skills on top of the curriculum that we already use. For Micah and Ivy, we got a lot of the kind of duplicates of things. So these are stories with questions at the end. They're kind of adventure stories. So good way to practice some reading comprehension. I have a bunch of these spelling books I pulled out, and I just separated them by level. So Ivy has the easier ones, Micah has the harder ones. I have a spelling curriculum that I've been using. I don't absolutely love it, so I figured these were free, and we'll try these. And if we don't absolutely love these, we will buy something else. But they look pretty good, and they seem to be at the right levels. So we'll try these and see what we think. And then some more reading comprehension books, which again, I separated by level. Easier ones for Ivy, harder ones for Micah. I love these types of books for summer. So we do school year round, but in the summer, we don't do our big curriculum books. We do a lot of smaller books, and we really focus on things like reading and math and try to do it in more fun ways. So these are just short stories with reading comprehension questions, and I'm going to save these for the summer. After we finish our main curriculum, we can pull these out and do these just to keep school going and keep that schedule going and the learning going, so we don't have a big gap in the summer. Okay, the next thing, another friend of ours, he has a wood shop, and so he collects wood scraps for us to use as kindling for our wood stove. This stuff is always great for starting a fire. It's kiln dried, usually it's pine. It lights fast and hot and super easily, and it's so much easier than having to go out there and cut kindling every time you need a bunch, which is just really labor intensive. So we really appreciate him stocking up bags for us, and about once or twice a year he'll contact us and say he's got a bag and we can go pick it up. But it really helps start the fire really quickly. So if you have a wood stove, whether it's an indoor or an outdoor one, if you know somebody that does woodworking, talk to them about saving their non-treated, like, obviously you don't want anything with polyurethane on it and stuff. Their non-treated ends and stuff, just throw them in a bag for you, because to them this is just kind of waste. It's just scrap and it's annoying. But for us, this is such an efficient way to start a fire really quickly without having to do all the labor involved with cutting your own kindling. So I'm going to go through the bag and put a bunch in this bucket, which goes out in the mudroom. It's our backup kindling bucket. And I'm going to stack a bunch on this. So there's our newspaper, and that's where we keep kindling pieces. And then obviously our larger logs. So I'm going to stack that up. I'm sure there will still be some left over, so I may try to go find another bucket, but we'll be good for quite a while. So really appreciative of that. While I was there picking up this big bag of odds and ends, they asked if I wanted all these lemon peels. They had made lemonade and done, I think he said 25 pounds of lemons, and they put all the peels in bags and put them in the fridge because they thought I might be able to use them, and I can. I actually have 5 different ways to use up lemon peels, and I will make a video for that coming out next week. Some fruit peels and leftovers are harder to find a useful way to use them, but lemon is really useful. So I'm going to put these in the fridge right now, and I'm going to deal with them later today, and I will make a video showing all the different ways to use up lemon peels. So if you ever find yourself making 25 pounds of lemons into lemonade, you'll know that these are quite useful at home and can really help cut costs in some ways. And the last thing that we picked up while we were in town were several bags of these fresh picked frozen blueberries that a friend picked this summer, and they just had way more than they were ever going to use, and asked if we could use some. So I took 4 bags. I just keep them in the freezer. The kids love frozen berries. They really like having them for breakfast, and they don't want me to defrost them. They want to eat them ice cold. So that'll be perfect. We'll keep those in the freezer. And Micah is going to help me in just a minute. We're going to take some of these frozen ones, and we're going to make like a false blueberry jam to go inside the middle of a real simple coffee cake. So we'll show you how we do that using our homemade muffin mix. Super fast to put together and get on the table, and it's delicious. So we'll show you how we do that with some of these blueberries in just a minute. But first things first, we had to kind of get this all put away so that it has homes and places to go, so it's not just sitting on my table. We're going to put the blueberries out in the deep freezer until we need them, and then we're going to go ahead and take out large pieces from the wood bag and put them on the kindling stand. And then Pat helps me take all the smaller pieces and put them in 5-gallon buckets. We end up with 2 buckets of smaller pieces, and just so you know, some of these make really good swords if you're 2.5. So watch out, don't get your eyeballs poked. And I got a shelf full of larger pieces. This is going to last us a really long time. This is just awesome. So thank you very much to our friend. I go ahead and I put the buckets out in the mud room by where we store extra wood, so it's easily accessible. And then I'm going to put these school books in one of these baskets. We have very limited storage space. All of the school stuff is stored right here above and below the microwave, and whatever fits is what we keep, and what doesn't fit, then we don't keep it. Okay, Mike is going to help me here. We're going to use our muffin mix to make a real quick coffee cake using half a bag of the blueberries. So in here I'm baking down the blueberries with some sugar and cornstarch so they get nice and thick. In just a minute, okay? And then we'll use them. Oop, I missed a stem. We'll use this to create a ribbon in the middle of the coffee cake. Everybody wants to help. In just a minute, okay? Mikey's going to do this part. You can help with something else. For the coffee cake, we're going to use 2 cups of our muffin mix. We have a 1/4 cup of melted butter, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, a 3/4 cup of buttermilk. I don't have buttermilk, so this is milk with a dash of vinegar in it that's sat for a few minutes. A teaspoon of vanilla. And that's all in the base of the coffee cake. We will make a streusel topping to go on top, but Micah is going to mix all that together first. We just basically put everything in a bowl and you mix it together. So it's 2 eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil, a 1/4 cup of the melted butter, 2 cups of our pre-made muffin mix. Link to that one is below if you'd like to make some. And we're going to mix all of that together, and then we're going to put half the batter in the bottom of a greased 8x8 pan. And then we're gonna add our slightly cooled off blueberry jelly and the rest of the batter on top. I didn't measure it quite right. Should have saved a little more batter for the top, but this will be just fine. So the victor goes the spoils. Person who makes something in our house gets to lick the bowl, so Micah enjoys that while I make a streusel real quick and a big mess. So it's a cup of flour, a cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a dash of salt. We're gonna mix that together, and then we take half a cup of softened butter and use our pastry cutter and kind of cut that all together into some nice looking crumbles. And then we're gonna sprinkle half of this mixture on top, and the other half I'm actually gonna just stick in a freezer bag and put in the freezer and make another mess in the process. But this way, the next time we make something like this, I already have some streusel mixed up. It's oven on 350 for about 45 minutes until a knife comes out clean. It looks delicious. We throw it on a plate with some hash browns, ham, and hard-boiled eggs for a super quick breakfast for dinner. And then it's time to wake this baby up and feed her because she's been sleeping too long. So we're gonna stop it here. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all again real soon.